Hello, good day to you. Now let's look at adding labels and legends, okay, to make your work to be more beautiful. We'll look at the histogram, for example. We started with looking at the Seaborn library where we imported Seaborn as SNS and we imported pandas as PD, okay, and we have we also imported matplotlib, okay, .pyplot as PLT. So we import the labels and legend. Now, we already have, I remember we already have imported our data set from our drive into Google Colab. We're still going to run this on Google Colab. I'm just trying to explain um, what we're doing here. Okay, so we need to specify a column name. We're still working with operating margin. This here, this code line of code here, we create the histogram. Now the beautiful part here is this part where we're not just putting X label operating margin. No, we're going further to style the margin, right? Making it more beautiful. For the frequency as well, we're going further to style it. We have font weight bold, we have color dark blue. You see all of this when we run it on our IDE. So on our coding environment on Google Colab. So we have our title here. We give it a font size of 16, right? The title of the histogram, then we give it a color. So this is what we use, right, to add this color like the legend, you know, to beautify our work, okay? Adding the labels and legend to beautify our work. So here, what are we doing? We define products. Let's define total sales. Okay, we are also going to use it. We define operating profits. Okay, so assuming operating profit is a second y-axis data series, and the total sales is the first y-axis data series. For the legend that we are constructing, we need y-axis 1, we need y-axis 2. Okay, we have our data series, we have our marker, we have our line. We're going to see some of these. I think it will be better, would find it easier to understand when we run this code on our collab. So let's go over to our Google Colab, and here we have it. Okay, here we have it. Here we have it, starting from this part where we import, from Google Drive, right? We import our content, and also we'll be needing this. Okay, all right, then this is our histogram column, the column name we're using for the histogram. Okay, this is the code to create the histogram. Now this is a different kind of label and title, unlike the one we used previously. Made it more we're making it more sophisticated here. Okay, we're making it more sophisticated, and we have um, we have extracted data for line plots. Now this is it. We're trying to stylize this histogram. It's not just an ordinary histogram. It's a histogram that has a line plot in it. And for the line plot, okay, we need these values. We need an X value, we need a Y1 value, and we also need a Y2 value. So we just picked the column product. Let it be for our X value, the total sales, Y1 value, and operating profit, Y2 value, right? Now, mind you, we added an extension here. We said drop now. So in case there's any missing value, which there might be in this total sales, it will remove it, right? It will remove the rows where there are missing values. And also here to handle missing values for this column, operating profit. So we are good to go, right? All right, so we now customize the line plot. This here is for the line plot. We're adding a line plot to the histogram. We're making the work to be more beautiful, right, and stylish. Okay, so we have a figure size 10 by 6, adjust width and height for better visualization. Then we have the PLT, the type layout, which adjusts spacing between the elements. Okay, we can go over to do a plt.show and see what we can get from it. So please, to avoid errors in our work, wouldn't need to import drive anymore. That's because we've already mounted the drive. Okay, so we just go ahead with running it. Okay, we don't need to remove this as comments. Okay, so we have our code as this with our stylings well set. So the last point where we have plt show and we run through, and at the end of the day, this is what we have, a very beautiful scenario here. You see that? We still have issues with these labelings underneath. We need to change the parameters to shorten it so it doesn't keep, you know, doesn't gather up here and become clumsy. Okay, so I think this is what we have. You could try on your own and look for more ways to style your, your charts and make it better and pleasing. Okay. Okay. Now let's also do the same for the bar chart. Okay. Previously we created the bar chart, but we didn't work with the data sets that we got from our Google Drive. So with the bar chart now, we could also use Seaborn, right? Okay, we could use Seaborn. We import pandas as PD. We import matplotlib as pyplot. Then we bring in our data sets. Okay, this specifying the x-axis, specifying the y-axis. So this will plot the bar plot. Now we can stylize it as usual, the labels. And there's an important part here that I have done. Okay, remember we're always having issues with the labels on the x-axis, right? They were always clogging up together. So I've been able to find a way around it using a particular code called the PLTS ticks. So I changed the rotation. PLTS ticks, that's for the PLTX, for the x-axis, it should rotate 45 degrees. So at this adjusts the rotation angle as needed. So we have PLT the figure, fixed size 10 by 6. Okay, we still have our layout and all that. So these are data frame, and this is our chart here, well stylized. Okay, look at it here. So don't forget this one here for the PLT that stick that gave us this. Okay. Okay. Now you remember when we plotted our histogram, like our stylized histogram with uh, with a line plot. Okay, remember that histogram? The histogram with a line plot, right? Okay, actually, not okay, okay, not a histogram per se, but a line plot. Okay, a multiple line plot. Okay, we saw that these things were uh, cumbersome, like they were just clubbed up together. We could use that rotation angle now to change that situation. Okay, I remember. Okay, what we're trying to do here was we're trying to stylize our labels. Okay, we're trying to stylize our labels to give it font and all that. Okay, and at the end of the day, this the labels here on the x-axis we just clubbed up together. So we found out our solution to getting things done by using the rotation angle. So if we put it here, right, and run the code, this would make those labels to slant to the side, and there we go. So actually there are several ways of getting things done here. Like, one would need to research, ask questions, look out for more things, and gradually